Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Johnson, and it's indeed a pleasure to welcome you to this live webcast of the launch of ageLOC Youth. And my goal, along with my colleagues, Dr. Ben Lowe and Buz Kroner, over the next 20 minutes or so, is to enlighten you to the technology and the impact that this amazing breakthrough can have on your life personally and the lives of the people you know and love most. And in the next couple of minutes, my purpose is to truly just give you a brief view, if you will, into the credibility behind this product and the ageLOC platform by introducing you to our company. And the founders of our company back in 1984 had an incredible vision, and that was to develop products that would truly impact the quality of people's lives here domestically first and then around the world. Now, we currently do business in 54 international markets, and our company recently reached almost $3 billion in annualized revenues. And in a limited time offer in November of 2015 of this amazing product called ageLOC Youth, we actually, in 8 minutes, sold out the entire North American allotment of $24 million worth of product in 8 short minutes. And the reason that that product is having the success as it is that the company from day one was focused on addressing aging, addressing the ravages of aging as they occur as we make this ideally march along the lifeline or the timeline of our lives. And when you look at Nu Skin Enterprises and our individual divisions of our Nu Skin Prestige Personal Care Aesthetics division coupled with our Pharmanex division, what makes this company truly unique is our investment in science. What you're seeing right now is our international headquarters and our brand new $130 million Center for Genetic Anti-Aging Research and Development. That, along with 3 other global research and development facilities, has been the heartbeat. It has housed the brain trust of close to 100, many of them full-time, or many of them PhD-level scientists, all of them full-time. We spend close to $10 million a year just on their salaries alone, and we collaborate with upwards of 150 universities and institutes around the world on cutting-edge anti-aging research and development. To date, we've invested close to $1.5 billion in this platform called ageLOC that allows us to get to aging at its source. The diagram you're seeing there right now indicates truly who we are in the marketplace of anti-aging because of this investment in science, because of the 23 patents that have been granted and some are still pending on our ability to regulate or modulate genetic expression. We are able to truly get to the source of aging versus dealing with the signs and the symptoms and trying to undo the ravages of time. And it's my pleasure at this time to introduce you to our very first guest speaker. Dr. Ben Lowe is a family practice doctor turned business and life transformation coach, husband and father of 7 wonderful children. He has a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the prestigious MIT, followed by his medical degree from Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons in New York City. In 2002, when he started to explore ways to free up more time to be with his growing family, Dr. Ben was introduced to Nu Skin, and opening that door has totally transformed his life. He's now transitioned completely out of his medical office to run an international business from home. He sees his family throughout the day, and he's very excited to be part of the team bringing forward key breakthroughs such as ageLOC Youth and empowering and equipping people to live beyond their current limits in mind, money, and health. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Ben.
Thank you, Karen. It's really exciting to be with you all here tonight because youth is really the culmination of years of scientific collaboration. And from what we're seeing is making the single biggest difference in those who've gotten to try it over any single product we've released before. On this next slide, you can see some of our scientific collaboration. Here in the middle is Dr. Joe Chang, who's the best-selling author of The Aging Myth. He's actually out of the University of London and then Johns Hopkins. He's worked in the pharmaceutical industry and led biotechnology companies, including heading up drug discovery teams that really go to nature to find what nature has to offer that can create something that can make a difference in people's lives. And he did that first in the pharmaceutical industry, including the discovery of Rapamune, one of the leading anti-rejection drugs for transplant patients, really saving lives around the world, and then brought it into the nutritional industry and is really heading up our scientific teams in collaboration with scientists like Dr. Richard Weindruck, looking at the laptop in the middle here, out of LifeGen Technologies in Wisconsin, who for almost 30 years or 3 decades has been doing research with caloric restriction and longevity and aging, and some of that work is things that was breaking news when I was in medical school. Okay, so that's just the caliber of scientific collaboration that's happening here and behind what we're sharing with you tonight. On the right, you have Dr. Mark Bartlett, formerly from the National Institutes of Health and the National Cancer Institutes, and these are just 3 of the leading scientists representing whole teams of scientists collaborating together. And let me mention one key distinction that really brings what we're talking about tonight together, and that is this partnership with LifeGen Technologies. And in the center of this slide, you can see that this gave us exclusive ownership of the largest anti-aging gene expression database of its kind. And you'll see in a moment why that's so significant, because it allows us to now screen ingredients from around the world to see which ones have a positive influence on the genes that get out of tune, if you will, as we age. And so let me just show you a little more what we mean here. If you think of our cells, in the center is our DNA, our genes, which give off signals or expression. That's called gene expression. They give off instructions or signals telling our cells what to do. And one of the key areas that are affected are aging defense mechanisms, or mechanisms that keep our systems running and preserve our youth pretty much from we're born throughout life. However, from the moment we're born, we actually begin getting exposed to aging aggressors, both externally in terms of toxins, pollution, stress, things that influence us from outside, and also from within. In fact, even the very act of being alive, our cells, just like car engines, create exhaust just from the work of living, and that exhaust can build up over time and cause things to slow down. Okay, that's part of aging. And how many of you listening in, at whatever age you are, have at some point been concerned as you look at your relatives or look at the years ahead about really wanting to be able to do the things you want to do for your entire life and not be limited mentally or physically by changes in your physical capacity? So what if, as these genes get, in a sense, as the signals get out of tune as we age, what if we could get a regular tune-up, just like a car engine, for whatever age you are, get a regular tune-up that keeps these signals balanced at a useful balance system to really support the aging defense systems throughout life so everything works as it should. That's what we're talking about tonight, okay? With this latest breakthrough, it's actually our most advanced anti-aging supplement ever. And in a sense, it's really beyond a supplement, because many people think of vitamins and multivitamins, and this actually goes beyond that. Because what we're talking about here is the ability, because of this gene expression science, to influence now over 1,000 genes, the very sources of aging that Karen talked about, that give essentially a head-to-toe tune-up so all our systems are working at their best. And it's, you see here, so that you can enjoy life, be more active, energetic, and healthy throughout your lifespan. Okay, so let's go back to that circle with our gene expression. Okay, and now we're going to surround it with 6 key aging defense mechanisms that our scientists have identified. And we start at the lower left with the antioxidant defense. Okay, this actually refers to the fact that this blend not only supplies what we call dietary or exogenous antioxidants, things we get from our diet, including carotenoids like lutein, lycopene, and astaxanthin, but also this blend supports and stimulates the production of endogenous antioxidants, which are ones that our body normally produces, like glutathione, which are really key for brain and body function and healthy, optimal function throughout life, but get worn down as we age. Okay, look at the upper left, stress response. This is really talking about stress and detoxification. Probably anyone interested in health has heard about detoxing at some level. This is really talking about the systemic detoxification and cellular response, stress response mechanisms. And get this, this actually supports our cells' ability to neutralize and excrete cellular toxins and protect against damage from cellular stress and contaminants. So really that buildup over time, just imagine as those contaminants build up, how that's really that feeling of sluggishness in our brain and body and things not working at the optimal level that they should. What if you could clear that out and keep those systems working fully throughout life? Okay, that's what we're talking about here. The top, you see DNA protection and repair. And I think we all know how critical that is. Our DNA is being bombarded all the time. Our body has systems, mechanisms that normally repair and protect our DNA. But as that gets damaged and worn out, that's when serious problems can occur. So preserving those mechanisms is very, very key for a long and healthy life. And on the right, inflammatory balance. Okay, how many of us either know someone or have experienced ourselves when that inflammatory balance gets out of whack. Okay, and so being able to support that normally is going to be very key, and you're going to hear some personal experiences of that in a moment. At the lower right, metabolism, healthy metabolic regulation. This specifically is just referring to the support of normal blood glucose control and lipid or fat metabolism in the body, which we know we tend to get out of balance as we age. Okay, and has a huge impact on health and quality of life. And at the bottom, tissue renewal. This is something that normally as we age, we don't normally see that generally slows down. We don't normally think of our tissues renewing themselves. And let me just give you one example. It's in bone. We often hear all the time about supporting the building blocks of bone, calcium, magnesium, different minerals, but many people may not realize that just having those building blocks isn't enough. We need to support the mechanisms that actually are responsible for removing the old, weaker bone cells and replacing them and making room for new, strong, healthy bone structure. And that kind of mechanism is what this blend of ingredients supports. So with that introductory science, I'm pleased now it's my pleasure to introduce someone that is going to share his own personal story and experience. It's someone who, Buz Kroner, who's been previously the CEO of 18 Wendy's I believe across the middle of the country. He's also an elite athlete, and I'm really excited for us all to get to hear his experience here. So Buz, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Ben. And yeah, I was invited on the call because I just have had some amazing results with this product, being a runner for years, but for the last 13 years, a competitive swimmer. And I've just been through a lot for the last couple of years and been starting to have some problems with my shoulders, especially my left shoulder, to be able to have movement. And I thought, I'm going to have to maybe quit swimming. I swim 2 miles a day, 5 days a week, and I've swam a couple events over the years. I swam Alcatraz a couple times, and I've had some great success, but my biggest fear is what happens if this shoulder goes? And I was lucky and fortunate enough to get on the product in a trial group back in May, end of May. My wife and I were able to get some bottles, and we got a 3-month supply, and all of a sudden, after about a month and a half, the discomfort in my shoulder was totally gone. For a while there, I was having problems putting a shirt on, and there's nothing else that changed in my life other than this product. So I became a total believer. But what happened last week, and one of the other things that we do once a year, it's called the 1 Hour Postal Championship Challenge Swim. It's certified. You basically swim a 25-yard pull as fast as you can in 1 hour. Once the gun goes off, you start. Once the gun goes off again, you stop wherever you are in the pool. The coach has to certify every 2 lengths of the pool. And I will tell you, I've done this now for 13 years in a row. And first off, the shoulder was fine, but there was something else that happened in this event that just surprised me. One, it's physically and mentally grueling. And we count our yards, and then you get ranked in a position in the country. And there's thousands and thousands of people that swim this event. But what my problem is the last 10 or 15 minutes every single year, 2 things would happen. Number one, first my calves would start cramping up, and then my thighs. And the last 10 or 15 minutes, it was just painful and ugly, just because when your legs start curling, you can't swim very well. And this particular time, number one, it never happened. And I just kept waiting for it to happen, and it didn't. I had a record pace here, record mileage. I swam 4,225 yards, 169 lengths of the pool. better than I did when I was 50 years of age, and now I'm 62. And that is another thing that's unheard of. As we get older, we start to slow down, and we can't do what we did when we were younger. And again, the only thing that's different is this product, ageLOC Youth. And the other thing that would happen is every year, I would come home after this event, because we do it at noon, 12 to 1. I would come home, eat lunch, and basically just lay down and pass out for an hour, hour and a half. Just totally exhausted. This year, ate lunch, went up to my office, and it's like I never swam. The next day, I'm back in the pool, totally in tune with what I've been doing. So, Ben, this is something that I can tell you without any question that this product works. And I am so excited about sharing some more later on in this presentation.
Thank you, Buzz. I think that really opens up possibility for those of us that want to stay active and even feel like we could turn back the clock. Wow, going from the speed at 62 back to better than age 50, that is awesome. And as we were talking about earlier, those of you that may be younger and listening to this, it's just like a high-performance car engine. You know, when do you want to take care of it? Do you want to let it run for years without taking care of it and doing a tune-up and then try to do a tune-up? You'll improve it, but if you start taking care of that high-performance engine from the beginning, you'll extend its usefulness and its optimal performance much longer. And that's the same for us. The younger you are when you get on youth and support these mechanisms throughout your brain and body, the longer you'll have to experience that youth preservation and really function at your optimum for many years to come. So with this next slide, this is just one more piece of science I want to share with you tonight. It's really exciting because, to my knowledge, this has never been done for any kind of nutritional supplement before. And on here you see a clinical study being done with youth that actually involves a functional MRI of the brain, which on the left you're seeing areas of the brain, okay, the degree and activity of certain parts of the brain at baseline, and at the right, after being at youth, you're seeing increased areas of the brain lighting up. Okay, this is showing brain metabolism, brain activity, connectivity, and brain structure that's expanding with being on youth. So I don't know if that means we'll all be smarter and do better on our tests, but really, seriously, what people are already reporting is a sense of effervescence within, an improved mood. I know I'm waking up with more enthusiasm for each new day, even though I'm almost 50 now, okay? And it's like turning back the clock, and people are experiencing, we've had reports of better memory and cognition, and we're really excited for what this could mean for the future of our experience now and where we are now with what science is providing. Here's one more just summary of the different areas we've talked about. You can see cellular health, against that, again, that DNA, protection and repair, brain health that we just talked about. Look at heart health, the blood vessels, cardiovascular health, normal blood glucose control, and healthy blood pressure support. I mean, these are all areas that I think if you look at this list, all of us have something here that we are concerned about, and we certainly want all things functioning healthily, fully, for as long as possible. Skin health, bone health, joint health, you know, the things Buzz talked about. How about eye health? Even just eye health, being able to see and being able to dry and read and really, again, function at our peak. Physical performance, immune health, all the areas head to toe impacted by youth. And then lastly, many of you may say, okay, well, what's in it? Well, it's actually a blend of completely natural ingredients derived from around the world. But before you think, well, I'll just go and get it at the grocery store or the health food store and make my own concoction, you got to realize these blends have been tested and screened against this huge gene expression data bank, okay, to find both the optimized amounts and ratios that have this positive impact on over 1,000 genes. Plus, they're actually screened at the multi-million-dollar in-house labs to make sure you're not just getting ground up leaves or byproduct, but you're actually getting the active components with no contaminants. Okay, and this is going to be very key with what we put in our body. And then finally, you see in this person's hand a little capsule. It's actually a patented capsule technology that allows all these ingredients to be elegantly put, both solid and liquid, into a single capsule. So in just 2 capsules twice a day, you can get this head-to-toe tune-up, if you will, throughout life. And we're so excited to be able to share this with you, with our loved ones. Rochelle and I are enjoying this. And Buzz, I'm going to turn it back to you so people can get a further sense of what this can mean in real life.
Yeah, thanks, Doctor. I think one of the things that as we go through this, and we've been sharing this with family and friends and neighbors over the last few months, is it's just been incredible, the stories. But my wife, you see a picture there. She, over the years, have developed a lot of discomfort in her hands. I mean, she would just wring her hands with an ointment all day long just to help with that discomfort. And then after about 6 weeks on the product, she just out of the blue said, you know what, Buzz, I haven't been using that ointment anymore. That discomfort is gone. And I'll tell you what happens to people's lives when all of a sudden these kind of changes happen. It changes their lives. And some of the other experiences that we have felt, experienced personally is one, as I mentioned, energy level. Allergies that we're dealing with every time this year here in South Texas, gone. Sleeping like babies. It's almost euphoric, the kind of sleep that you can get off of this. And then also just the feeling of being happy and a well-being we've been hearing from tons of folks on this. So what I love about this product, Ben, is that this product, equally, whether you're a man or a woman, you're young or old, our grown children are in their 30s. They're looking at this and they're saying, I want this product, and they're experiencing the benefits of the product. Just this feeling of well-being, this energy, this stamina, this memory recall, and things that even when you're younger, and as I look at this and saying, oh my gosh, I wish I would have heard about this 10, 20, 30 years ago, and we were not talking about just locking our age, but preserving our age. And so I just want to challenge everybody. Listen, and this will be recorded, what Dr. Ben Lowe has shared on the science behind this. I will tell you that the timing is just one of those moments in time where you can be the first to get this amazing product and get the benefits. And I think you will be so surprised and delighted, and I believe the timing couldn't be better.
Thank you so much for being with us. Get back with the person who invited you to hear this. They can show you how to get started on youth or how to get your body healthy in order to get the most benefit. And we look forward to really partnering with you all to make the years ahead even better than the years that have gone before.